Hi everyone, Bob Rotruck here with you from the Glens Falls Civic Center. This is your Phantoms preview. And the Adirondack Phantoms with another 3-3 weekend. And the first two of those games are here at home. Tonight against the Springfield Falcons on a Friday night. Another Frosty Friday, $2 draft beer specials. And Saturday night here at home against the Connecticut Whale, the affiliates of the New York Rangers. So that is always a popular draw. And for that game, we've got the Phantoms t-shirts to give away to the first 2,500 fans, courtesy of our presenting sponsors, the Olive Garden and Red Lobster and Bartlett Industries. As for tonight's game, Adirondack here at home against the Springfield Falcons, who got 8 points in less than 48 hours last weekend, incredibly enough, because of the completion of the suspended game that they had against Adirondack, and they won both games on Friday. They won a game on Saturday. They got another shutout win on Sunday afternoon, and with those 8 points, they move into the top spot in the entire league, tied with the Texas Stars of the Western Conference. Springfield looking to make the playoffs for the first time in 10 years, and first-year head coach Brad Larson, it really appears that he has the team very much on that track. He might win Coach of the Year honors. Springfield's overall record now is 34-14-7, and they come in here for their first visit out of 3 to the Glens Falls Civic Center. They can light it up. Last week when we played in one of the games there, a shootout goal by Jonathan Odie Marchessault, a second-year pro, and this was an ESPN Top 10 Plays highlight reel caliber 360 spinorama style goal that he scored, and they can score from all angles. They also have great defense, though, and they've been getting superior goaltending out of veteran Curtis McElhinney with 21 shutouts in his career. Adirondack has Michael Layton going tonight, 36 shutouts in his career. That's 4th all-time in the American Hockey League. It's the most of any goalie in the last 40 years. You've actually got the top 2 all-time shutout leaders in the AHL, top 2 active shutout leaders going in tonight's game if McElhinney starts for the Springfield Falcons. We're not confirmed on that. Alan York, an RPI product, is their backup goalie, by the way, so either way we're going to see a goalie that has some interest to us here, either the Layton McElhinney matchup or Alan York, the RPI guy. So we've got Adirondack and Springfield tonight in this big weekend, and the roster moves, of course. Michael Layton, he played his first game with Adirondack last Sunday, and we had roster moves made earlier in the week, and it began on Monday. Cal Heater and Shane Harper both sent down to Trenton of the ECHL. Cal is not a surprise because when we got Layton back, the Phantoms had 3 goalies on their roster. Harper did surprise me somewhat because I thought he had been playing well, but head coach Terry Murray saying the same thing that he said with a guy like Andrew Johnston the week before and other players when they've been sent down. It doesn't do these guys any good as in their development to play 5 to 10 minutes a game or sometimes be sitting out. It's a lot better for them to get on the power play, on the penalty kill, and play maybe up to 22 or more minutes per game, and Harper will get that opportunity to succeed and to excel in that capacity with Trenton of the ECHL. So that was the first move. Eric Wellwood, he's back with the team, and you might not have even noticed he was gone because he left in the middle of the week on Tuesday, went up to New York to meet the Flyers there. And then he sat in the press box. He was an extra forward for that game. And then he turned right around the next day and came back to the Adirondack Phantoms. And that was on his 23rd birthday. So happy belated birthday to Eric Wellwood, and go get him today. Another guy who's back, and we have missed him, is Harry Zolderchek. And he's been gone for almost a month. His last game with Adirondack was on February 10th. And now he's back to play his first games in almost a full month. He'd been up with the Flyers. He played in 6 games there. And he delivered a huge hit on Mike London of the Ottawa Senators, and on the charging penalty was dealt a 4-game suspension by the NHL. He has only served 2 games of that suspension, but they got special permission from the American Hockey League. The suspensions do carry over no matter what, pending review by the league, and that pending review part is the key. The league reviewed it, and the rest of the suspension for Harry Zolderchek will be served when he goes back up to the Philadelphia Flyers. Whenever that is, he has 2 more games of the suspension, so he can stay here as long as he wants. But then when Philly brings him up, he still has to sit out 2 games, so they're going to try to probably time that strategically in some ways, I would suppose. So tonight here against Springfield, tomorrow night against Connecticut on the Phantoms t-shirt giveaway, Sunday afternoon is an away game, but not very far, a 3 o'clock game against the Albany Devils, and don't forget to set your clocks because it's daylight savings time this weekend. All the coverage, of course, all weekend long, and it begins tonight, 6:30, Pepsi Countdown to Face-Off on Q101.7.